Alright everybody, welcome back to Be Mother Reviews. And we're kind of back to regular scheduled programming now after Comic-Con and Wonder Festival. Two great events. You can check out all the coverage on the channel. But today we've got this brand new statue from Figurama Collectors. This is their first Tokyo Ghoul statue, the first in the new Elite Fandom series of 1/6 scale dioramas. This is Kaneki versus Yamori. Now, it's a really popular anime series, so a lot of people really jacked up for this piece. This was, for a time, Figurama's fastest sellout. It sold out 800 pieces in just a couple days. People were really jacked up for this because this is the main character, Kaneki, in one of the most epic fights from the whole series here versus Yamori. Now, a couple things to note about this piece. Quality-wise, it seems really, really high. All the pieces have good weight to them, good feel to them. They fit together securely. I mean, you can tell when a company really thinks about how the statue is going to be assembled, how it's going to be disassembled and packaged. The packaging on the statue, very good. The statue is really heavy. Keep that in mind. For a statue of this size, it's very heavy. The base especially, it's hard to get out of the box. I couldn't get my fingers down around it. It's packed really tight, so you might want some help getting the base out of the box. Otherwise, the statue goes together pretty straightforwardly. You got the assembly guide, and this one's really good. All the pieces are numbered, and that's the order that you want to put the pieces on, as you saw in the unboxing. You get the certificate of authenticity in the box as well, and you get this art print, which is really nice if you want to display it alongside the statue. So quality-wise, statue is really good, great packaging. One other thing to note is the magnets are really strong. They're very secure fit, but I have almost pulled the body of Kaneki off when I've switched out the heads on this one. So just use one hand to hold the body down when you're switching out those heads. And don't say I didn't warn you. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed the unboxing part of this video. We're actually going to do kind of a mini review right now. I'm going to tell you the 3 best things, in my opinion, about this piece. So let's get into that right now. Alright, so jumping right in here at number 3, I really like the paint job on this piece. I like the glossy, bright, vibrant red of the Kagane and how that makes it Kaneki kind of stand out versus the more darker, subdued tones of the rest of the piece. And those tones really fit with that scene that this statue depicts from the anime. Now, Yamori's Kagane, it's got a little bit of red, a little bit of purple, black, brown in there, so it's got a little color pop as well, and I really like that about this piece. I like the skin tones on Kaneki. He's got this grayish, kind of purpley skin tone, a little bit of fine detailing in the vein work there as well. You can see the darker, kind of raw areas around where the cuffs are on his ankles and wrists. So really nice paint job in my opinion. But I recently had someone tell me about Vash the Stampede, which I reviewed recently, and I said I really liked the paint. And he said, well, I got this statue, hey, you know, what gives? I don't like it. It's really flat, and I don't care for it. So that kind of made me realize, you know, like colors, finish, you know, matte, glossy, whatever. That's all up to you. Whether you like it or not, it doesn't matter what I think. It only, you know, if you like the colors, that's all that matters. Now, one thing that we don't argue about as collectors is a clean paint job. I have never heard anybody say, I want a really sloppy paint job on my statue. And this statue has a very clean paint job. You look at things like the hairline. You look at things like the gums in the mouth and the teeth, the lips, the eyes, all these, you know, color separations around the Kagane and the skin, around the belt, the white and the black on Yamori's pants, you know, the vein work on their faces and the neck. All super clean. There's not an ounce of color anywhere on the statue where it shouldn't be. So it's a really well done paint job in that regard. So at number 3, I gotta put the paint. Alright, we're gonna move right into number 2 here on the countdown. And I really like the sculpt on this statue. And there's 2 things in particular that I really like. There were 2 sculptors that worked on this piece. Now, first of all, we had Keita Okada, who also did Hunter x Hunter, and he's also done the new Tuka vs. Tsukiyama, the second Tokyo Ghoul statue for Figurama. and he did the 2 Kaganes on this statue. And I really like his style for these elements. I find his work is very raw, kind of very chiseled type of look, and I think that's perfect for these 2 elements here. It gives it a very organic feel, and especially on Yamori's Kagane. It's got a very chiseled look. It's got all sorts of almost like muscle fibers wrapping in and out. It's almost like this thing is writhing alive in front of your eyes. It's a very interesting look, and I think really suits these elements very well. So great job by him on those parts. And then we have Daniel Simon, who did pretty much the rest of the piece, the base and the 2 figures. And great job done throughout. He's got nice texturing on the clothing, nice muscle detailing on Yamori there. But what stands out to me from his work is the portraits. And I asked Daniel, before I put this together, what was the biggest challenge for him? And he did say the portraits were the hardest. In anime, portraits are hard to translate to 3D. I've got that comment from a lot of sculptors that we've interviewed on Shelf Space or just kind of chatting personally. But these ones turned out great, and these are my 2 favorites right here. You got Yamori with the Kagane peeled back, kind of Venom symbiote style, exposing his face. He's full of rage and anger and hate, and you can see he just wants to tear Kaneki apart. I love that portrait. And then this one here, the smiling portrait for Kaneki, is definitely my favorite. It was actually added very late in the development of this piece. But there's one part in this scene sort of shortly after he breaks out, breaks himself free, where he gets this evil, almost psychotic smile on his face, and he says, now it's my turn, after being tortured for days on end by Yamori. So these are my 2 favorite, but you do get some nice options. First, for Yamori, you get this sort of full Kagane helmet, and same kind of rage expression on his face. And you get nice vein detailing on the sides of his cheeks and neck as well. So nice option. This one's probably more consistent with the scene, but I do like this one a little bit better. You'll notice the bust stands. Very cool idea from Figurama. It's not an original idea of theirs, but I think it's something they're going to do more often. And I love being able to display my extra heads because they're very much part of the statue. Now for Kaneki, you get 2 other options. He has 3 portraits. First of all, you get this sort of blank, expressionless portrait, which is a nice contradiction to Yamori's like full-on rage. He's very calm and cool, methodical is probably the word I would use for this one. So nice job with this portrait here. And again, you get the bust stand to display it if you like. And of course, when I think Tokyo Ghoul, I immediately think of the mask. Kaneki's leather mask is very creepy, very iconic image. So even though he doesn't wear it in the scene, you do get that option. Unfortunately, you do only get 1 bust stand, so you have to pick the alternate that you like best and then put the other one away somewhere in a drawer or whatever, back in the box. So really like the portraits and really like the Kaganes on this piece. Great job by 2 great sculptors. Okay, so we've arrived at number 1 here, and I have to say that my most favorite thing about this piece, what I think is its best element, is the design. Now, there's a few different reasons for that. Number 1, I really like how Kaneki is using his Kagane here, just like he does in the scene. It's almost Dr. Octopus style, where he launches himself up in the air, and he looks like he's suspended in midair here, mid-attack, and he's got the other 3 tendrils of his Kagane ready to strike at Yamori here. So I really like that element. But number 1 is definitely the base. I love how the base sets the scene and tells a story. So you're not just getting a freeze frame from the anime, you're getting the whole scene here. Now this scene takes place in the hobby room of Yamori. It's where he tortures his victims, and it's this big kind of round open chamber with this black and white tiled flooring. It's got this structural steel, this red sort of fencing lattice work around the perimeter. So you got that. You've got the flooring right here. You've got all the torture tools that he uses to torment Kaneki. The needles for injection, the drugs here, the blood bucket that he fills to the brim with his blood as he tortures him for days on end. You got the chair that he was chained down to during this whole excruciating ordeal. So you got all of that stuff. And then you've got the Chinese red-headed centipedes, which are probably the ultimate gross out torture tool that he uses. So you got those. Now the one thing I might have added to this is maybe some chains, because he was chained down to this chair, and when he first broke out he used those chains to strangle Yamori. So I might have had some chains around this base somewhere. Now you will have noticed that there is a light up feature on this base. You get all the different masks around the perimeter, and you get this creepy blue LED lighting. This one here flickers intentionally, and it really gives it that sort of horror film type vibe. Now the light up feature takes 3 AA's. They go in the bottom of the base. Put those in before you assemble the statue, of course. The on-off switch is cleverly hidden here below this tray. There's a switch right there. You just punch that, turn it on and off. It's easy to access and nicely hidden, so nice job on the design there. Now, I will say there is an on-off switch on the bottom of the base, and it doesn't do anything, so don't worry about that. It's just this one here under the tray. So I love the base on this statue. I love the story that it tells, and I love the interaction, the way that Kaneki is launching with his Kagane. One minor quibble about the design on this piece is I find it difficult to see both of their faces at the same time. You know, if you have it down lower, displayed a little bit down lower to see Yamori, it's kind of more difficult to see Kaneki's face, and then kind of opposite. If you put it up high to see Kaneki, you don't get a good look at Yamori. So that'd be my one complaint about this arrangement of the two characters. But other than that, I really love the design, and I definitely put that at number 1. Okay guys, thanks for sticking with me to the end of this video here. We're going to wrap it up right now, this unboxing and review of Figurama's Kaneki versus Yamori. And as I said off the top, it's a very high quality feeling piece. It's very heavy, very well put together, very sturdy, secure fit, nicely packaged piece, and you get the art print and everything in there, as well as some extras. 3 things that I think are best about this piece: the paint job, super clean, again from Figurama. I think all of their statues that I've reviewed have had very nice, clean factory paint jobs. I happen to like the color on them, but again, that's up to you whether you like that or not. Sculpt, 2 elements that I really love. The Kaganes have a very organic, raw, almost alive look to them, which I think is perfect for this statue. Those done by Keita Okada. And then Daniel Simon, I think, did great work on the whole thing really, but specifically the portraits. I like how you get the different options, and he really conveys that rage and anger of Yamori, and the look of Kaneki as well. So great job from him on those. And number 1, the story of the base, the design. I have to give a shout out to Daniel Kumarudin, who did the design concept for this piece. I met him in Tokyo this year. Great guy, very humble, very talented artist, and he did an amazing job here. Also did the design on Tuka versus Tsukiyama, so keep an eye out for that piece coming soon. But love the base, great light up feature, love all the story elements around there. Great work. So as I said, you're not getting a freeze frame from the anime, you're getting the whole scene right here in this piece for your display. So great job from Figurama here. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. There'll be always more and more coming throughout the year, so stay tuned to that. And we'll talk to you guys soon.